What's up, guys? All right, so today we're going to be talking about everything that we know about the new operation Brutal Swarm coming next season. So it is currently August 19th. I will be making a video every day about updates, about what we know, about how it's going to influence the meta and everything like that. So let's get to it. So Operation Brutal Swarm, I mean, you can kind of see, like, obvious utility is definitely, his ability is definitely involving these, like, that's fairly obvious. So let's break that down a little bit more. So scrolling up, we're not going off the leaks either, so just bear that in mind. Let me change my sound audio so we can listen to this together. All right.
The faint buzz is a warning. It may be the last thing you hear.
Grim.
But I'm the last.
Oh, he's an
thing
attacker.
you'll see.
Okay, so let's talk about Grim as an operator and what his ability is probably going to entail. So when I saw kind of what his ability does, I had a feeling that he was going to be more of a defender, and being an attacker kind of throws me for a loop. So way that I see his ability working, like, he throws down like a mine or like some type of, you know, whatever you're gonna call it, and there's going to be like little drone bees that are floating around that will give you accurate line scans on enemies that pass through it. So think of him as a flank watch, kind of like Zero, but a little bit less I have to be on my camera. We can just play the round out. I can throw it down, know that if anyone flanks, we'll get marks that the bees are going off, and then we can deal with the flanker roamer. Or if there's position, like not necessarily a flank, but like if you can throw it like into a site, like you can know like when someone's going through a rotate or what have you. So there aren't that many flank watches in this game, and honestly, a lot of times, like on the attack, like, it is extremely frustrating to die to someone flanking or roaming instead of just, like, you know, the main push. If you're doing a main push, like with a thermite breach and whatever, and like they're killing you from the front where you're looking, it's whatever. Like, you know, you just lost your shot, they hit theirs, you know, that's how it goes. Getting like a 2 or 3k in the back is one of the most infuriating things in Siege. But I definitely think that having more, like, not necessarily claymores, because I also heard that they are taking away to your double claymores, so you're going to be getting a single claymore per operator. So it does make it a little bit harder, but claymores are really annoying when you are in a defender and you're trying to do a jump out and you get just blown up instead. That's not really good gameplay either. So having more, like, attackers can get in the building, they take control, and then they can put up their flanks, kind of like think an ice climber. Like, you're climbing up a mountain wall, and like every so often you put a bit in and then you clip yourself to it, so if you ever fall, like, you go back to that point. So think of that as like the flank watches in Siege. So let's talk about all of flank watches and like how he is going to be an addition. So you have Nomad, which Nomad is probably one of the best flank watch. I mean, you jab it off, they literally cannot get through that unless they shoot it or somehow explode it off. No way of getting through that door without getting knocked in your back. And when they get knocked in the back, the second half of time where it's a lot of audio, so you're going to know that's happening, as well as, you know, if you're in the area at all, you will be able to secure the freest kill of your life. And then you have Gridlock. Gridlock's a little bit less useful than Nomad's air jabs personally. So the way that Gridlocks work, you throw them at a door and you can just walk over them. I mean, you can shoot them, you can melee them, they're very easy to deal with, but as the defenders are shooting them, that is a lot of audio cues, so it gives you a lot of time to position someone in a way that you can actually end up dealing with the Gridlock. So it still works because you get 4 tracks, so you get a lot, and that's a lot of walking through, but defenders will be able to shoot them off fairly easily compared to the air jabs, which honestly is very hard to shoot off the vast majority of the time. Like, you have to go prone under a door and look straight up sometimes. Like, it's like very hard to do. Gridlocks, they're just all over the floor. You can just like, and then you have a path through it. Zeros are a little bit different. They require someone physically sitting on the cameras. There's already a bunch of drones, so adding more cameras is a little hard if your team knows what they're doing with their drones, because if you know what you're doing with your drones, you don't really need zero cams most of the time. Zero cams aren't bad, but zero cams, you get 4 of them, you shoot them around, and you can get on them when you're on them. When you're on the zero cam, it's a little yellow light, so the defenders will know that they're being watched if they see the zero camera. The zero cameras, if you're not currently on them, are pretty hard to find in bigger rooms, so they're pretty hidden. Drones are always like on the floor, or like, you know, on somewhere they can jump up to, so like normally you can find the drones pretty easily. Zero cameras can be anywhere that they would just burrow into that you should shoot at. So zero cam's a little bit more hidden, but when you're on it, the defenders are going to see it. In the zero cameras, if your teammate's not on them, then they do absolutely nothing. So the zero cameras are solid for keeping flankers out, but drones can do just as good of a job if you know what you're doing. And then let's talk how Grim is going to work. Grim, I'm assuming here, because we're going to be talking about this for the next couple days. So you place down your gadget. I assume you get about 2 or 3. Place down your gadget, and you'll get, you know, you'll get live pings. Like, kind of think OG Lion, where you got scanned like non-stop, like a very active ping. Like, let's say you like run outside as a defender, like a ping like that while you're going through the gadget. So it's more of a leave and forget gadget that you can play off of as a attacker, knowing that like your flank is kind of like, they know that as a defender, if you're walking through that, you know that at least someone is paying attention to that, so they're gonna know that you're coming and probably call you out. You have to be very careful going through that. So you're either going to fall back, or honestly, you're probably gonna have to fall back, or you just swing through and cross your fingers, no one's paying attention. But if you swing through and you hope no one's paying attention, you might be the freest kill of their lives. So you have to be careful of that. If you get like 2 or 3 of them, that's more than enough to hold off flanks. I don't see the gadget hurting anybody. I think that was kind of like, I don't think that we need more traps that actually deal damage. I think we need more abilities that gather intel and like clear out enemies, or like hold off flank. Like, I feel like this is a perfect gadget for Rainbow Six Siege Year 7. So the full reveal is going to be on the 21st, so I will be covering everything about the reveal, everything about the operator. I'll be doing operator guides on how to play these operators during when it's out on the TTS. So we're going to be talking all about this new season and everything that's coming. So as I know what's happening, guys, you will know too. So make sure to subscribe, drop a comment, and leave a like for more. We'll be covering a lot of this stuff, so stay tuned. We also cover content on tips and tricks, and we're also, you know, helping people improve with the game. So if you are a newer player, make sure to stay around. So all right, guys, appreciate you guys stopping by. Peace out.